What is electricity actually? The current scientific consensus is that electricity are electrons, very small negatively charged particles, but this is not the case. The supposition of the electron is incorrect because particle physics is inherently flawed. The double slit experiment was a very famous experiment done to observe the nature of light. Scientists shone some light through two slits, but found something very strange. The light could behave as both a particle and a wave. There are no real explanations for why light displays both properties of a particle and a wave, until now. What happens is that when light interacts with an observing machine, it changes the propagation characteristics to manifest in vortexes, and thus particles. In reality, everything is an ethereal wave, and the particles they saw were simply rolled up ethereal waves. Wave vortex is in the shape of a sphere, and thus light is a wave that has the capacity to manifest in particles, just as every wave has the capacity to manifest in a vortex or a particle. But it isn't just light. Everything is an ethereal wave conjugate. The properties of the wave determines the property of the thing. Matter is a wave rolled up in a vortex. Light is a wave propagating in our ocular frequency. And electricity? Is electricity an electron? No, it is not. Electricity is simply an ethereal wave being directed somewhere. Electricity is nothing but ether in motion. However, in order to understand something, we need to be able to visualize it. What does this ethereal wave being directed and moved, what does it look like? The ether is an insulated fluid with a viscosity. Dielectricity and gravity is a compression of the ether, while magnetism is the concomitant rarefaction or expansion of the ether medium as a result of the dielectricity. Those are the two fundamental conjugate field geometries. Together they form a torus shape with a hyperboloid hourglass in the middle. An electromagnetic field is simply a magnetic field in conjugation with a dielectric field. And them together create the divine shape of what electricity actually is. The path of least resistance to restore equilibrium in the ether is to wind back in accordance with the golden ratio, the golden proportions, and to what a magnet looks like under a ferrocell, rather than just going in straight lines, which is not the lowest pressure path to restore equilibrium. As a result of this, the winding pattern is moving in opposite directions on either side of the dielectric hyperboloid. This is why magnets have a north and south pole. North neatly screws in the south. However, the lines of rarefaction directly cross each other when north meets with north, and thus they repel. Silver and copper's atomic geometry is such that it allows this toroidal shape, dielectricity and magnetism together, to travel through it. Moving a magnetic field through a copper wire is simply winding the ether through it, which in the case of copper causes the full toroidal shape to manifest. Can essentially be visualized as a water vortex, in which the dielectric field is the column of air in the center, and the magnetic field is the swirling water around the column of air.